Hello everyone, hope you're having an excellent day today. I'm doing great. I am finally back in my natural environment after a long stretch of conventions over the summer, and I'm excited to get back into a bunch of mocks sent by viewers like you, so thank you. Let's go ahead and read the first email of today's episode. Hello, my name is Anderson. I'm a TFOL and a fan of your channel. I loved watching you on LEGO Masters. Anyway, here is my mock I would love to see in one of your review videos. You may notice it is based off the Wolfpack Tower, set 6075 from 1992. It is one of my first castle mocks and critiques are appreciated. I do have a LEGO YouTube channel, which is called Scorpion Brick Studios. Thanks. Well, thank you for sending this in, Anderson. I am always excited to see Castle, particularly Wolfpack. I've really come to enjoy that theme in the past couple months, and it's great to see it. Yes, I'm definitely getting the Wolfpack drawbridge tower vibes from this build. I really like the clean presentation you've got for it too. You've got a nice frame around the outside of the base. You got the boats, you got the bridge. The tower looks good. It's about the same size as the original set too, maybe even a little bit smaller. Some very nice customized Wolfpack figures as well. I really like that Viking style helmet included. I think it looks really good. This is a very nice castle mock, Anderson, and I'm very impressed to see this as one of your first castle mocks. So great work. Keep it up. There's a lot of other classic castle sets you can reimagine in modern pieces if you want to. Moving right along, the next email is from Greg, and I think he's a little hard on himself. Let's read the email. Hey, just wanted to say first that I love watching your videos. I actually discovered you while looking for cool Ice Planet stuff a few months ago, and I'm always hooked when you post a new build video. I don't think I'll ever be at your level, but it's still fun to learn little tips and tricks where I can. Absolutely no expectation to cover any of my stuff in a video. Most of your stuff you cover is way more advanced / cooler than what I've done, but I'd love to hear any suggestions you have for getting better at building if you've got the time. Sharing my Flickr account here, just started using it after posting mostly on Reddit. Best, Greg. Well, Greg, thank you so much for reaching out and sending this email, and thank you so much for sharing your Flickr account with me as well. With your permission, I would love to share a couple of your creations. I think that they are fantastic looking. The first creation I'd like to feature from Greg is this little vignette featuring Paul and Chani from Dune looking over the sunrise of Arrakis. It's not a huge creation, but I think a lot is accomplished within this small space. Love the colors used on the background piece, and the slopes used for the sand dune are very convincing as well. Greg has a number of really fun creations on his Flickr account, and some of them are even castle themed, but the ones that are really standing out to me are the Dune themed ones. You don't really see those that often. Besides myself and a few other builders who really seem to enjoy that movie. This next scene is of a group of Sardaukar fighting some Fremen warriors in the desert, and I really like the way that the landscape is accomplished with those snot pieces at the bottom. You've also got some great minifigure posing with the shield and the lasgun. The minifigures rising from the sand is a great touch. And of course the Sardaukar are equipped with these kind of hover belts, so you can see this one descending into the battle scene. Really great stuff, Greg. Love to see it. Thank you for sharing it with me. We've got another fantastic creation to talk about. Let's go ahead and read the email. Hi, Mark. Big fan of your medieval builds. Been watching for about a year now. I made this build a while ago based on the Vikings TV series to showcase my custom siege tower, and I thought I'd send it over to see what you think. There's also more pictures on my Instagram linked below, along with some more historical builds on my page. Hope you enjoy. Well, Scout Trooper Bricks, I really appreciate you sending this mock in. I'm a huge fan of Vikings as well. I've seen the Viking TV series, and I think there's some good stuff to glean from it as well. The first thing I'm noticing about the build is the fantastic minifigures featuring some really nice custom headgear for those Parisian soldiers. I'm really loving the large siege tower as well. Those Vikings were pretty cunning to put them on rafts, float them across the moat to get at the city walls. I love the way that you've incorporated minifigure capes for the sides to represent animal hides or other things to help protect the people inside from arrows. I like the environment this whole scene is encapsulated in as well. You've got the big gray wall, you've got a little bit of rock at the bottom, and the black base for the water makes it look a little bit more realistic, gritty almost, kind of capturing the vibe of the TV show. Really good stuff. Scout Trooper Bricks has an Instagram and a YouTube channel with lots of other mocks, some World War II and other themes to check out there for sure. Moving right along, we've got another LEGO battle to check out. There's not much written down in the email, but the pictures speak louder than words. You've got a couple dilapidated buildings here. I love the textures being used within the buildings to give it a little bit more of a rundown or worn out vibe. And there's a bunch of well-armed minifigures having a battle on top of them here. Very interesting choice to use the 1x1 brick with an eye print pattern in order to create these figures. Almost has a Fortnite vibe to it. But this scene also has a classic YouTube Lego battle vibe to it. And you can find Mr. Schronky Productions on their YouTube channel. There's lots of other builds and stories to be discovered there. We've talked about a number of different themes already, but I think this is the first pirate creation we have to see so far. Let's read the email. Hey Mark, love your series and wondered if you have any advice or input for my most recent MOC, The Caribbean Town. Any feedback is appreciated and you can find me on Reddit as PixelsCA. Kind regards, Cody. Well, Cody, first off, I really like the colors that you've chosen to build with here. That bright light orange and yellow on the building on the right looks really good with the white trim, and that blue on the left side really complements it nicely. Cody also has a detailed interior for each of the floors of each building, so lots of details to be found inside. There's an assortment of minifigures all throughout the scene doing various pirate-themed activities. I'm surprised the blue coats are willing to tolerate what seems like a pirate presence inside the town. Maybe they've made some sort of deal. Really enjoyable stuff, Cody. Thank you so much for sending it in. We've of course got more builds to talk about. Here's one from Owen. Let's read the email. Hi, it's me, Owen again. I was so happy to see my MOC in your review video. To be honest, I didn't think it was good enough compared to the other MOCs. I recently rewatched one of my favorite movies, Ready Player One, and decided to build a robot mech used by the bad guys. Hope you like it. Well, thank you for sending another creation in, Owen. Don't feel bad about, comparing yourself to others. This is for everyone to share all sorts of Lego creations, and I really like the one you sent here. We've got a somewhat sinister looking mech here, and I really like the way that the joints have been assembled on the legs. So you've got the Galador joints for the hips, you've got the ball joints for the ankles and feet, and you've got that ratcheting hinge for the top turret, which looks really good, especially like the side profile picture of it. Looking ahead at my own Lego building schedule, I have several mechs I want to accomplish in the next few creations. So this is very good inspiration for that, Owen, so thank you. Well, we can't get too far from the castle theme before someone sends another great castle MOC to look at. Let's read the email. Hello, my name is Chris. My submission is entitled The Watchtower. I enjoy your channel greatly, and being a kid from the 80s, was fortunate enough to grow up playing with the greatest Lego theme of all time, Castle. Sadly, I sold off all of my original sets decades ago when I went to college. Oh no, Chris, you were doing so good with the intro and all. No, I hope that selling your collection of sets helped fund your educational process, but yeah, that's a tough one. Let's resume the email here. But I've recently come out of my dark age in which I'm trying to recreate what I would have only dreamt of as a child. I hope everyone enjoys it, and if you decide to feature, would appreciate your critique. Well, thank you for sending this one in, Christopher. I'm so glad you're out of your dark age and are back enjoying Lego again. This is a beautiful reintroduction into MOC building. I love the tower, love the big tree on the left, has some really nice textures with those leaves. You've also got a very sturdy technique with attaching those leaves to the tree itself with those little tiny brown sprigs that are stuck inside those leaves. I'm sure you're somewhat sad about selling your old collection, but I will say modern Lego castle themes are some of the best that we've ever had. The new Wolfpack faction is fantastic, and the Dragon Paladin figures are so epic. So you're coming back in at a good time for Lego Castle, in my opinion. So Christopher, I really like the terrain around your castle too. Like I said, I like the tower, tree. As far as critiques, I don't have that much to say. Maybe the little waterfall brook on the right side could be a little bit more clear in its direction, especially at the beginning. There appears to be some damage on the castle itself. You've got an owl peeking out of the corner, for example. Maybe just a few more deliberate choices of pieces, maybe more of an abrupt top area would give the appearance of more of a clean, clear perspective. But really, I just have a few refinement suggestions for an otherwise fantastic scene. And also, really good job with the photography. That colorful photo really presents it well. Moving right along, we've got another email to check out. Let's read it here. Hi Mark, I send to you my Roman bathhouse MOC. It is one of my MOCs in my Roman diorama. I have some more MOCs like Roman fortress, watchtower, and an arena. I don't have a social media account for any of my MOCs. If you'd like to see my other MOCs, I can send you some photos. Best regards, Dominic from Switzerland. Well, Dominic, thank you so much for reaching out and sending some pictures of your Roman bathhouse MOC. This is a theme I would love to see more creations in, so feel free to email more pictures whenever it's convenient. We've got a tan building with some bright red roofs and some red lines throughout the buildings here. They look very accurate to me, and it's worth mentioning that while a lot of Roman buildings we might think of are very fancy, I think at its core, Roman architecture is very functional, which is what these buildings are. I like the little aqueduct on the corner there. That's how they're getting their water source to this building. You can see quite a detailed interior for all these different rooms, lots of nice tiles and colors being selected throughout. There's also a shot of the exterior doorway. Yeah, Dominic, this is a very faithful recreation of a Roman bathhouse, which is something you really don't see that often. Yeah, Roman creations are somewhat few and far between, so really good to see. I'm always a little surprised by how many LEGO fans from other countries are sending MOCs in. I think it's fantastic that so many people from around the world are able to participate and have a good time in this series. It's so cool. On that subject, we've got a viewer from Norway with a build and an email. Let's read it. Hi, I'm loving this series so far and have watched your channel for a while now. I really enjoy your timed build challenges with varying themes and really like the variety of themes, styles, and techniques you make use of. I went to Japan this summer and was especially drawn by Japanese gardens. Last year, I got the 10315 Tranquil Garden for my birthday, and I thought I could try to make a MOC in a similar style, but with a larger scope, touching on more parts of Japanese culture. As a mainly castle, western, and pirates enjoyer, this build was somewhat out of my comfort zone and is the largest and most intricate MOC I've made in this kind of framed diorama style. I'm looking forward to seeing more of this series as it serves as great inspiration for me. Kind regards from Norway, Arnie. There's actually a follow-up email to this as well. It says, here's a reference photo with the set. Well, Arnie, this is a really large, expansive, and impressive creation. When the Tranquil Garden set came out, I was initially very excited, but wasn't thrilled with the scale and the composition. I thought that it was kind of off, and I know that's probably because it's designed to be modular and all that, but it just didn't land for me, and I ended up not getting the set. Down the road, I wish I had gotten one, but you know, it wasn't landing for me at first. I really like what you've done with a lot of the pieces and elements from that set. You've expanded it very nicely, and it feels a lot more natural and flowing. Japanese architecture, Japanese gardens are some of the most well-composed things you can imagine. The composition and balance is perfect, and you've really done a good job capturing that here. I'm really glad you've also stepped outside your comfort zone a little bit with cultures that you wouldn't normally explore with LEGO. So really cool to see, Arnie. Thank you for participating. All right, this is gonna be the last creation for today, and it's gonna be a large and unusual one, but let's read the email really quick. Hey, Mark, I'm Arthur. I've been watching the series for a while now, and I finally got around to submitting my own build. This MOC is my motorized Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's. I know it's quite a departure from the usual medieval and sci-fi builds of the series, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Attached are 4 images and a video of it in action. You can find more of my work at arty_builds on Instagram. Well, Arthur, this one was a real surprise. When I opened up the email, I got a little bit of a jump scare by just how large and realistic this face of Freddy looks. Really gotta hand it to you with the sculpting and the scale. This is a very impressive creation. I don't really know that much about the video game. I've never played it myself, but I do know enough to know what effort has gone into sculpting it to the correct scale and capturing the essence of this very iconic character. Oh my gosh, and the video showing the movement is insane. That's actually got to be a lot of torque for that jaw to move up and down like that, and the eyes left and right and flipping around. Incredible complex motions there, Arthur. Wow, super impressive. It was impressive as a standalone sculpture, but the fact that you've got it moving and acting like it's a live animatronic is just phenomenal. Great stuff, Arthur. Thank you so much for participating. And always good to see something that breaks the mold. As much as I love to see castle and pirates and sci-fi, unique builds are always appreciated too, so thank you. Well, that's probably about all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel a bunch. And if you have your own LEGO build that you'd like featured on a video like this, please feel free to shoot me an email at markoffalworth@gmail.com. Give it a couple weeks before you see your creation in a video though, because most of these MOCs were from late July. I'm really trying to catch up from the couple weeks that I missed. But hopefully we'll be able to feature all the great creations that have been sent to my email. Thank you, Evan, for participating so far. That's it for this week's Mark's MOC review. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.